Hello, and time for tonight's bedtime story, suitable for people of some ages. Tonight's story is by Mariette Edgar. There's a famous seaside place called Blackpool that's noted for fresh air and fun, and Mr. and Mrs. Ramsbottom went there with young Albert, their son. A grand little lad was young Albert, all dressed in his best, quite a swell, with his stick with his horse's head handle, the finest that Woolworths could sell. Well, they didn't think much to the ocean. The waves, they was fiddling and small. There was no wrecks and nobody drowned. In fact, not much to laugh at all. So seeking for further amusement, they paid and went into the zoo, where they'd lions and tigers and camels, and old ale and sandwiches too. There's one great big lion called Wallace. His nose were all covered with scars, and he lay in a somnolent posture, with the side of his face on the bars. Now Albert had heard about lions, how they was ferocious and wild, and to see Wallace lying so peaceful, well, it didn't seem right to the child. So straight away the brave little fella, not showing a morsel of fear, took his stick with its horse's head handle and poked it in Wallace's ear. Well, you could see that the lion didn't like it, for making a kind of a roll, he pulled Albert in the cage with him and swallowed the little lad whole. Then Pa, who had seen the occurrence and didn't know what to do next, shouted, "Mother, yon lion's et Albert." And Mother said, "Well, I am vexed." So Mr. and Mrs. Ramsbottom, quite rightly when all's said and done, complained to the animal keeper that lion had eaten their son. The keeper was quite nice about it, and said, "What a nasty mishap. Are you sure that it's your boy he's eaten?" Pa said, "Am I sure? There's his cap." The manager had to be sent for. He came and he said, "What's to do?" Pa said, "Yon lion's et Albert, and him in his Sunday clothes too." Ma said, "Right's right, young fella. I think it's a shame and a sin for a lion to go and eat Albert, and after we've paid to come in." The manager wanted no trouble. He took out his purse right away, saying how much to settle the matter. And Pa said, "What do you usually pay?" But Mother had turned a bit awkward when she thought where Albert had gone. Said, "No, somebody's got to be summoned," and that was decided upon. So off they went to the police station in front of the magistrate chap, and told him what happened to Albert, and proved it by showing his cap. The magistrate gave his opinion that no one was really to blame, and he said that he hoped the Ramsbottoms would have further sons to their name. At that Mother got proper blazing. "Well, thank you, sir, kindly," said she. "What, spend all our lives raising children to feed ruddy lions? Not me."